I'm just here so I won't get fined.
We're getting ready for Cincinnati.
That's a W. Let's eat one. Let's eat one. That's a W. How many of you want to eat a W tonight?
Watson runs up the middle. Gimpy or not, there he goes.
Carr out of the shotgun. Looks left. Throws a lob for Michael Crabtree. Caught it.
I'm not fucking going 7-9.
Jones inside the 40, inside the 30, inside the 20, to the 10-yard line. Taiwan Jones. Pass is caught. Cooper, touchdown.
180! 580! 387!
Welcome to episode 5 of the 3EDIOTS podcast. I got it right this time, right? Episode 5. Yeah?
You got it right.
So we got 3 topics today, so it won't be as long as the last one. We got overrated, underrated teams. We got, is Derek Carr a franchise quarterback? I'm looking forward to that one. And then we'll be going over the NFC East. So first we'll get into the news and notes of the week. We don't have too much. Actually, no, that's actually a shit ton.
You're not too much.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. All right. So the opt-out deadline passed. What was it? Wednesday? Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday.
No. So that was.
Thursday.
I think I saw how many total
67.
opt-outs. 67.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Though one thing I want to add on about the high risk, Nikki, you found this out. The high risk opt-outs are still allowed after the deadline, just like not the voluntary.
Not only high risk is if you,
that's part of high risk.
Oh,
yeah.
If a
player's family member gets seriously ill with COVID, they'll be able to high risk opt out. But once they do it, that's it. Doug Peterson test positive for COVID. He's the first head coach.
He's not the first head coach. Sean Payton.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Good catch. But high risk discipline rules. So basically, a memo was sent out saying people who opt out with the high risk thing, they can't be going out and doing high risk stuff. Because what's the point of collecting the money and opting out of the contract if you're just going to go do stupid stuff anyway?
Yeah.
Matt Stafford is back. We said last time he tested positive. It was actually a false positive. He got 3 straight negative tests, so he was taken off the COVID-19 list and he's practicing again. His wife apparently wasn't very happy about it, but I honestly don't know why she was bitching, because at least they're testing and they're doing the things, that they have to make sure everyone's healthy. So I don't know why her. What?
Okay, so also with coronavirus testing, they're gonna do this. If your first test comes positive for coronavirus, they've made a new rule that they're gonna do 2 more tests within 24 hours to make sure if both those tests come negative, then you can continue. I mean, that's only if you're asymptomatic. If you have no symptoms,
okay,
they're gonna do 2 more tests, and if they both come negative, then you can start doing regular activities.
Gotcha. All football players are required to wear this wrist device that helps maintain social distance. It'll start beeping if you start getting too close. Though there, like I said last time, there's still reports out there of coaches, especially not. Coaches, some coaches not taking this seriously as they should. This is pretty major. The Raiders announced that no fans will be allowed in Allegiant Stadium in 2020 at all. Mark Davis said that he doesn't want to choose between certain fans. Some fans are allowed, some fans are not. He doesn't want to say no to anybody. So either everyone goes or no one goes, and he decided no one goes.
He needs a haircut.
Yeah, no, he gets a haircut. Every time. There's this barber who puts a bowl on his head and just gets his bowl cut every time.
He needs a better haircut.
No, his haircut is sexy.
His
haircut is almost as sexy as you, and that's saying something.
Thank you, by the way. And his haircut is literally the face of Las Vegas right now.
By the way, Houston is allowing 14,000 fans in the stadium.
Cool. Also, the Packers also put out a statement. They won't be allowing fans into Lambeau Field for the first 2 weeks. So that's going to be, first 2 home games. So that will be week 2 and week 4 against the Lions and Falcons, and then they'll reevaluate in October depending on how everything's going. The NFL is considering using virtual fans like the NBA. So that will be kind of interesting. There was also talk about using some of the like lower bowl seats as like advertising space. So on TV you just see like a bunch of advertising in the background. So we'll see how they handle that. This was actually pretty interesting. Cameron Smith announced that he'd be undergoing open heart surgery because when he tested positive for COVID, they discovered he had a bicuspid aortic valve, which is, I guess, kind of like an enlarged heart. So he'll miss 2020, but he plans on being back in 2021. So that's actually, at least he, got something positive out of this whole thing. Tre'Davious White was undecided on opting out, but he decided not to. The Vikings are going to be signing GM Rick Spielman to an extension. I think it's 3 more years up until 2023. And dude deserves it. He is absolutely like one of the best GMs in the NFL, in my opinion. He was with them since 2006, became GM in 2012. And he brought in Adam Thielen, Anthony Harris, Eric Wilson. That's just on their team right now. And all of them those 3 were undrafted free agents. So he is an extremely talented player evaluator. This one's not a big name, but I put him in there because, Moritz Boehringer got cut from the Bengals. He's that German wide receiver who was drafted, I forgot what round. I think it was 6th by the Vikings. Because apparently he just absolutely loved Adrian Peterson. But he has not been...
He's on your Madden team, right?
Yeah, he's on my Madden team, and I love him, but he's just not. Also, but one thing, though, the XFL got bought by Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
And his ex-wife.
And yeah, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
His ex-wife and his another partner, Cardinal something.
It's an investment firm.
It's an investment firm, and then the other part of it was paid by Dwayne Johnson, and another part was paid by his ex-wife Danny.
They got him for $15 million though. That is actually a really low number.
Well, I mean, it was a bankrupt league. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine if he makes money off of it.
He probably will. I mean, a lot of people were actually very, very confident in
Dwayne. And it was because before the COVID thing, the XFL.
Everyone was watching XFL games. I was watching Dallas. Right?
Me and Nikki went to the first one. The first Roughnecks game.
Oh, okay. Did they lose or win?
They won.
No, we won.
Yeah.
I mean, they started slow, but
y'all's QB was
PJ Walker was a freaking beast.
We loved him. It was
the backup to Phil Bridgewater.
Yeah, no, the backup to
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
You know what I find really surprising? That Cam Phillips didn't get signed by any teams.
He might have. I forgot to check that.
Check that because I remember Cam Phillips was our best wide receiver. He won Star of the Week 3 weeks in a row or something.
Yeah, but
he was
Dallas Renegades. Our QB was trash.
I mean, he at least he had the decency to admit that he was trash. He actually admitted it was like I gotta play better.
Yeah. Cam Phillips didn't get signed, but yeah, Moritz Boehringer.
He didn't.
No, he didn't.
No, that's
But yeah, the XFL. They had enough money to take them through the next 2 seasons.
They did, and people were watching it too. Their ratings were going up, but the thing is, COVID. Literally, COVID effed up so many things. It's unbelievable, man.
But hopefully, that's why I mentioned Moritz Boehringer is because it was a good segue into it. I feel like Moritz Boehringer would actually fit in pretty well. I think he would do very well in the XFL. But it's pretty cool getting people from out of America getting into the NFL. Especially right now, it's especially true with kickers and punters. But the more foreign interest there is, the better it is for the NFL, in my opinion. Quincy Enunwa was released. He had a season-ending injury last year, and apparently he still has an issue still. So he's going to be missing this next season as well. So that sucks for him. Brian Winters was cut by the Jets. He was their starting guard, but the Bills signed him to fill in for John Feliciano because John Feliciano is injured right now, but Spencer Long got cut, I guess, basically Brian Winters took Spencer Long's spot. The PJ Hall saga. This is hilarious, but it kind of sucks. Last season, the Raiders' defensive tackle PJ Hall shows up to camp out of shape. This season, he does the same thing, And literally, like 2 days before, John Gruden was like, dude, he needs to, first thing he needs to do is show up to camp in shape. He shows up to camp not in shape at all. They were about to release him. The Vikings traded for him. Next day, the Vikings cut him.
PJ Hall?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It was a conditional 7, but he failed his physical. So he needs to get his shit together. So I thought that was kind of funny. No, not
looks like a rip-off Gerald McCoy.
The way PJ Hall looks.
Don't tell me he doesn't look like a rip-off Gerald McCoy.
He does.
He does.
The Raiders signed and released Jeremy Hill within like a day or two. Bruce Arians stated that Ronald Jones will be their top back this season, despite signing LaShawn McCoy. It'll probably be a running back by committee. What's it called? Ronald Jones had 724 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns, and a little bit over 300 receiving yards last season. So
didn't Jeremy Hill have that one good year where him and Bonnie Bernard split carries or something?
Yeah, and he was with the Patriots for a little bit, for a year.
Yeah.
Then we got Randy Gregory is looking to get reinstated. He was last on the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's looking to get in on that Antonio Brown action. Texans brought in Brandon Marshall for a visit. Get some depth on their linebacker position.
Mm-hmm.
Vic Beasley finally reported to camp. And DeAndre Baker is officially charged with 4 counts of robbery with a firearm, but Quentin Dunbar was released due to insufficient evidence. How that happens, I don't know. But
DeAndre Baker is probably salty AF, man.
Yeah, I mean,
he's probably like, all right, I know what you're saying.
That's messed up, bro. Who are those two? What do they call them? Bonnie and Clyde. It's like Bonnie going to jail, and then Clyde's like, we don't have enough to charge you. Sorry.
You know, whenever you search up DeAndre Baker on Google, the first thing that shows up for people also search for is not any of his teammates, but Quentin Dunbar.
That's hilarious. He kind of looks like Deshaun Watson, doesn't he?
Who?
Quentin Dunbar?
Quentin Dunbar.
Oh, sorry, DeAndre Baker.
Nah.
He looks...
You don't see it?
No.
You don't.
He looks more like PJ Walker.
Yeah, no. He just looks stupid. Definitely doesn't look like PJ Walker.
Yeah, definitely. He looks more like Deshaun Watson. You guys are crazy.
Y'all both are crazy. He looks like DeAndre Baker to me.
All right. Anyways, moving on. Quentin, I already mentioned that. Oh, he's been taken off. Quentin Dunbar has been taken off the commissioner's exempt list, and he can return to the Seahawks. The 49ers signed Deion Jordan. They were looking into Everson Griffin and Clay Matthews, but they're still available, which shocks me. Darius Geis was arrested for domestic violence, 1 felony count of strangulation, 3 counts of assault and battery, and 1 count of destruction of property. And he was released by Washington pretty much the same day.
Washington's got a lot to deal with, man. Like, that's just...
that's one less thing to deal with. Like, they released him.
That's just a really, really small portion. Like,
yeah.
Not even 1%.
Hey, it's a good step forward. We were talking about it because it's funny because they released him for domestic violence, but they still got what's his name? Mason Foster, or was it
Reuben Foster?
Reuben Foster.
They saw Reuben Foster and they have Adrian Peterson signed. So
it's pretty funny, but it kind of, I don't know. But that's all I got for news. All right, topic 1 for today: overrated and underrated teams. So, which one do you guys want to go first?
Overrated.
What? Oh, I mean, it doesn't matter if my name's first on the list. Doesn't mean I have to go first.
We just go in order.
Okay, all right.
We'll go this way, okay? We're going this way. Shoosh.
All right.
Hands off, bro. He's so aggressive today.
All right. So the overrated team I got the 49ers. And I know they got to the Super Bowl last season. I get that. But I just feel like, I don't know, I just don't have as much confidence in them. I think, obviously, people got them pegged to go at least like back to the Super Bowl, get really close. I think they can still make the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to be able to.
I mean, their defense, though.
I mean, but they're in a division with the Seahawks. So they're who else they got? The Vikings. So I honestly believe that the Vikings and the Seahawks are both better than the 49ers.
The Vikings aren't in that division.
I'm a retard. So okay, sorry. The Seahawks are better than the 49ers, at least. Okay, so I think the Seahawks are just going to outperform the 49ers and win that division.
Who are the other teams in that division?
You're a retard.
The Seahawks, 49ers, Cardinals, and Rams.
You literally just said the Vikings.
Okay, yeah, I know. And I said I was
Everyone fucking makes mistakes. Move on.
Yeah. I said I was a retard. I admitted it. All right. But yeah,
we don't use those kinds of words.
Oh, okay, wow. I just don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be able to pull it off. I don't know what it is about that offense. Plus, I'm not a big fan of their wide receiver core. I'm just not. But obviously, their defense is still, But yeah, I just don't have a lot of faith in them, especially like the way people are talking about them, like getting like that close again. I don't think they're going to get that close again. But underrated for me has got to be the Vikings. Get it? Like Kirk Cousins, he didn't have a good start last season, but I just feel like that defense is always going to be good because of the pieces they have. They got Kirk Cousins started playing really well last year. I think he's going to be able to bring that, carry that over into this season. Plus, it's his contract year, I'm pretty sure. So he's going to be going for it. So I think the Vikings are going to really surprise people this year. Who else? Who do they have in their division? Vikings, the Packers, the Bears, and
Packers, Bears,
Vikings.
Packers, Bears, Vikings, Lions. Y'all idiots. Know your fucking divisions.
I was blanking.
Took you a second.
It took me less seconds than y'all. I was reading a message, and then y'all asked me, what's Lions?
But yeah, no, the Vikings, definitely. I think Kirk Cousins is gonna show people he's a better quarterback than people think he is. Plus, they still got Dalvin Cook. They still got Adam Thielen, right? They got drafted that tight end, Irv Smith.
They drafted Justin Jefferson.
That's right.
They have Dalvin Cook.
They still have Dalvin Cook, yeah. They got, hopefully, if Kyle Rudolph stays alive.
Colin Rudolph?
Kyle Rudolph
stays alive?
I said that, didn't I? Oh, that's terrible. What do you mean?
What's wrong with you, dude?
Oh, my God.
Dude, why?
It stays healthy. If he stays healthy, that offense will be explosive.
Oh, God, man. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, man?
All right. Anyways, I'm going to keep that in. All right. But that's all I got. But next. Who's next?
The Broncos are overrated. The Bills are underrated. The Broncos have a fucking rookie QB. I mean, not rookie QB.
It's
but
the second year.
Second year, but he barely played any games the first year.
Patrick Mahomes didn't either.
That's true. But I feel like believing in Drew Lock that much, and he had that one good game, but I don't know if you can really trust him that much. And all of his receivers, they're good, but they're young, so you don't know what to expect.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, the defenses, they had some nice signings. I don't think they have the offense to push them to the playoffs, especially in the division they're in with the Chargers with experience and everything and the lockdown defense. And then obviously the Chiefs powerhouse, plus the Raiders mediocrity. And Derek Carr's godness.
No, we'll get to that. Okay.
All right.
Well, wait.
And then the Bills are underrated because you see Josh Allen's a great QB. He has a nice wide receiver core. He has a nice O-line too going on. It's like a perfect. It's a nice balanced out offense. Plus they got Stephon Diggs, and the defense is literally exactly the same. I forgot. I'm pretty sure they signed a nice corner to go with Tre'Davious.
They got who was it? They got Josh Norman.
Yeah, they got Josh Norman also to help in the secondary.
And I mean, their defense is pretty it's not great, but it's
one of the most underrated defenses for sure.
Yeah, I think they'll be maybe top.
They're definitely. I got them 11-5 maybe.
Yeah, their offense is gonna take them over the top. But their defense will be enough to keep them in games.
I like their defense.
All right, so my overrated team is the Buccaneers because ever since they got Tom Brady, Mike Evans, I mean their offense is pretty lit, but I mean that's kind of
it all goes through Tom Brady.
And yeah, and another day is Gronk is coming back, but I mean Gronk hasn't played football for a year, so we don't know if he's gonna come back to that form that he was when he left.
Who's their other tight end?
O.J. Howard.
O.J. Howard, that's right.
And O.J. Howard's pretty good, but then their defense.
It's okay. He hasn't lived up to that.
But my underrated team is actually the Texans because ever since they traded DeAndre Hopkins, pretty much everyone's counted them out, saying there's no way they're going to win the division. Titans are going to win the division. So they're basically all just because of one player getting traded. Although it was a great player, which I'm saying, but because of that, people are underestimating, saying that they're not going to win the division when their offense arguably got better, which you can watch his last episode to find out why I think so.
And I will admit that underestimating Deshaun Watson is
a big mistake.
Yeah, you shouldn't underestimate a quarterback like that. Because, see, unlike the quarterback that we're going to be talking about today, I
was watching this one video where this guy said that basically it was like, all right, at the end of the day, you can say the Titans have a better team and everything like that, but at the end of the day, when that Titans defense is playing on the field, they got to worry about Deshaun Watson. They got to find a way to stop him. Unless they can't stop him.
Talking about
stopping Deshaun Watson is an easy task.
Talking about QBs to worry about. Do y'all think Derek Carr is a franchise QB?
All right, before I get into why I don't believe in Derek Carr, I do have faith in his talent. I just don't believe he's going to be able to pull it out because ever since that 2016 season, he has not been able to win games. I don't know if it's mental or what it is, but there's a lot of reasons he just does not fit the mold of a winning quarterback. And it's all for the past 3 years or 3 or 4 years since that 2016 season, 3 seasons. He has not been able to win games properly. There's actually a statistic out there that out of the quarterbacks that have played in games where the defense has held teams to 20 points and under, Derek Carr is 12-9. All right, Jamarcus Russell was 9-4. He had a better winning percentage when his defense was playing well than Derek Carr does now. On top of that, Derek Carr cannot win in Kansas City. He has never won a game in Kansas City.
Okay, so all your arguments might be true or whatever. That's fine, but he's never had the offensive weapons to help him. He is not a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback, but he can lead a franchise if you give him the weapons. If you never give him any weapons, you can't expect. That's basically like I told you this argument before. That's like going to a gunfight with a knife. You are not going to win that fight, no matter what. You have a knife, they have a gun, they win. If you don't have the proper weapons around your quarterback to actually help him win those games, then you can't win those games because you don't have the proper talent around it. He's not one of those quarterbacks that can carry an entire team on his back, but he is a quarterback that's good enough to carry a team. You know, whenever whenever they're in a situation, as long as they have the weapons they need, they can go further in the playoffs.
Okay.
All right. Well, okay.
So I guess what we can conclude is Derek Carr is not an elite QB.
We're not going to end on that.
Derek Carr is not an elite QB. Okay, he's a good QB. Above average QB.
No.
Yes.
No.
He can lead a team. He can't lead a team to the Super Bowl. But with a team around him, a well-built team around him, he can go to the Super Bowl. Like how Joe Flacco did in 2013. Okay. A well-built team around him, right. He can lead them to the Super Bowl and even win it.
I don't need I don't need a fucking Joe Flacco.
It doesn't matter. But what the argument is, you saying that he sucks. That's not true.
That's not what I said. I said I don't have faith that he's going to be able to win games. He's not a winning quarterback.
Yes, he is.
Really?
If he has the talent around it.
See, he's been in the league 7 years, right? If you look at his games, in certain situations...
The 1 year when he actually had...
No, don't interrupt me. Not again. In games where there are situations where he has to, pull out certain things, he is unable to do it. He has done stupid things. He doesn't make good decisions.
Yeah, he sucks at pulling out. We know another QB who sucks at pulling out, Philip Rivers.
Wow. But look, it's not that he doesn't have the talent. He has the talent. But
no, he does not. Now he does.
No.
Now
in him, I'm talking about him as a quarterback.
Okay.
He has the talent. Okay, he throws beautiful deep balls. He just doesn't do it. He is one of the most accurate deep ball passers in the NFL. He just doesn't do it
because he never had the trust. He never trusted any of the receivers around him to make those catches.
Well, they've been open. They've been open. According to Next Gen Stats, his receivers had the most separation among qualified QBs at the time of throw last season.
Cornerback.
No, QBs. As long in terms of QBs and their wide receivers.
Yeah. But the thing is, if he's not confident in throwing to those receivers,
that's his fault.
No, it's not.
If they got the separation, throw it to him. It's not my fault he's a bitch. It's not
He
their
doesn't
fault
have.
he's a bitch.
Okay, look. He doesn't have the chemistry with the receivers. That's all. He never had that.
Tyrell Adams, who was Tyrell Williams, who was arguably your best receiver, right? He was injured.
Okay. He was injured. Right. And Zay Jones, you traded for him. Okay. He wasn't even there.
You traded for him like late in the season.
Okay. Hunter Renfrow was a rookie. Keelan Doss was a rookie.
Okay.
He didn't have
the only actual receiving threat that they had was Darren Waller, which once they took care of him, took him out of the picture, all he had was Josh Jacobs.
Okay. And all he could do was trust the low passes.
Yeah, that's why he threw to Josh Jacobs in the check down. He didn't have that talent that he could go deep.
All right, I get that argument that you guys are making of last season, but what about all his other seasons?
What receivers? Yeah.
2017, he still had Amari Cooper. Okay.
He
still had
MVP.
Michael Crabtree.
He almost won MVP.
Huh? No, that was 2016.
Okay, yeah, and he had Amari Cooper the year before.
Yeah. No. 2016 was his MVP year.
Yeah.
2017 was his third year. Same system, right? He had Amari Cooper. He had,
but he was coming back from injury at that point.
Huh?
Jack Del Rio.
He's not a good QB. He's not a good QB.
Well, it's the same coach he got MVP with.
But the thing is, he was coming off of an injury.
Okay. And he's still recovering from
He's still
suffering from it, though.
He's not.
Yes, he is. Look. You look at his game tape, right? You look at his film. You watch him in games. He sucks against pressure. He doesn't know how to move up in the pocket. He doesn't have any that pocket awareness. He throws balls away the moment he senses pressure. There is a reason why we invest so much in our offensive line is because Derek Carr is a pussy. He can't handle pressure at all. Zero.
But so now that you have a built offensive line, don't you think you should put faith in him one more year this year when he actually has weapons?
Okay.
Actually, not even this year because of COVID. They couldn't even get straight up like things.
Hold on.
You can say you have Henry Ruggs, you can add receivers, right? But if he hasn't thrown with those receivers, they haven't built that chemistry. That's another problem.
This is the problem with the argument you guys are making. I have literally done this for 6 years. What you guys are doing now, I have done 6 years, over and over and over and over again. It only worked out 1 year. 1 year. And then since then,
year he got injured.
No. 3 seasons. Every single year, I have gone through this. Oh, he'll do it this year. He'll do it this year. He'll do it this year. All 3 years, he has disappointed me. I am not doing
2017 or 2016, he got injured, right? When he was at MVP year, he got injured. 2017, he came back, and you could say he was recovering from injury. You can say he was recovering from injury, right?
Uh-huh.
And you're saying about 2019, right?
Right.
2017 is when y'all traded Amari Cooper, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, 2018.
2018, that season you cut, but the following season you didn't have Amari Cooper, did you?
No.
Okay, then you didn't have the weapons around him.
Okay, you can literally make excuses for every single year, like all you want. But the thing is, you can do it until he retires. Until he retires, you can make excuses for every single season. If he doesn't perform, are you going to still consider him a good quarterback?
No, that's what I'm saying. Give him a couple more years.
Couple more years? Dude has had 6 years.
But dude was injured.
I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I don't. The NFL does not have the patience for this. You've seen
it does. There have been injury-prone QBs who played 16 years in the NFL. Tony Romo played 16 fucking years in the NFL.
Okay. And he actually got to the playoffs. Derek Carr has never played in a playoff game. He has never.
Because he got injured.
Okay, the 1 year he was able to take the team.
Exactly. And he got injured when he came back. He was recovering from that injury.
That 1 year.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'd almost say.
I mean, stat wise, he actually had a pretty decent year last year.
He did. And honestly, I take back what I said. He did carry us in 2016. But the thing is, my problem with him is he's not the same quarterback he is in 2016.
All I can say is he needs to build up his confidence. Okay,
he's at 3 years.
Do you think if you see him now? Do you see his Twitter now? You see what he's saying? That's his confidence building up.
Let's talk about that.
So you see his confidence building up. He wants to prove the haters wrong. So you think he's gonna throw those deep passes? He says he's gonna do what everyone thinks he's not gonna do.
He said it last year too.
He's gonna do it. He
not like this. Not like this.
This is a big deal now. This is all over.
That's why everyone's talking about it.
You see, you guys don't listen to his press conferences. I don't trust a thing that man says because
if he said that last year too, then why hasn't anybody been talking about it?
Because everyone is.
Now they are when he said this year.
Because last press conference, right? He's like, oh, everyone's disrespecting me. You know what everyone says? Fucking go win games. That's what everyone's been saying.
He can't win a game with a trash defense. He had 0 cornerbacks, no secondary, no linebackers.
Okay.
And no wide receivers.
Okay.
And no wide receivers.
So basically, you're taking all of his blame, right? And you're putting it on
the rest of his team because the rest of his team is fucking ass.
Dude,
okay.
there's
John Gruden and Derek Carr can only do so much with a good O-line and a rookie running back, okay?
See, Derek Carr isn't one of those. I'm not saying Derek Carr's like an Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Sean Watson, Russell Wilson type quarterback who can literally, at the end of the day, pull a team by themselves and carry them to a win. He's not that type of quarterback, but he is a good enough quarterback that if you give him the decent weapons around him, he can make things happen.
Just put a good team around.
Put a good team in his hand, and he can take y'all to the playoffs. He can take us further.
Give him a roster,
but you don't give him a
mediocre team.
Give him
a mediocre playoff team. That's great.
No, listen, Joe Flacco's team. Joe Flacco's at big average.
He won a Super Bowl.
He won a Super Bowl.
Okay.
It's possible. Okay,
it's possible.
Listen,
but I'm not trying to.
Give Derek Carr, Lamar Jackson's team, the Kansas City Chiefs. Give him the Cowboys team.
Mm-hmm.
Give him
the Texans team.
Not the Texans, but like give him any team with a good built around like balanced out offense and a good defense to carry it, and he'll make it to the playoffs. And
Derek Carr, okay, he gets those teams, he's going to underperform.
No,
yes, he is.
Derek Carr is not one of those quarterbacks that carries a team, but he is a quarterback that can equally hold the weight as long as.
What is the most important position on a team?
Quarterback.
Okay, then why the fuck should you get a quarterback that can't put the team on his back and push them to a win?
Well, right now they're not in a position to be. They can't get a QB. They can build a team around him. They can't get another.
That's fine. Okay, look,
you can get
the best case scenario for y'all, the Raiders, right now. The best case scenario for the Raiders as a team right now is to keep Derek Carr as their QB. Have that. Start building the defense. Their offense is fine. Get drafting Henry Ruggs. That's a good start. Tyrell Williams. That's good. They probably have a slot. They have Darren Waller. They have a good offensive line. Good second-year running back. Mm-hmm. They have Derek Carr. That's a game managing QB. Mm-hmm. And all they need is a defense that exists. Okay, but is actually there, and that's a Super Bowl. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good, how average, how above average, how below average. Actually, below average QBs suck. But like average to great legendary QBs, they've all won Super Bowls. Okay.
But I don't think Derek Carr can win a Super Bowl.
Because
Carr, you want to know why? You want to know why? This last press conference, right? You guys are talking about, oh, this is great. Look how he's talking. It's confidence. You know what he was talking about? He was talking about he talked about last season, right? He talked about statistically, I had a better year last year than I did in 2016. But no one's talking about that. You lost. Like what?
It's not his fault. He fucking lost.
But he didn't have the team. That's what we're saying.
You think Derek Carr doesn't deserve the blame for what happened last year?
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
He doesn't deserve the blame. He doesn't.
Because there have been plenty of examples last year where he dropped the game. There was only one game I can remember where he literally decided to actually put the team on his back, and that was against Jacksonville. And I was there. I was watching that game, and he almost won us that game. And I will give him credit for that. Okay. But all the other games, he can't.
You can't expect somebody to go into a fight with a knife against somebody who has a gun and win that fight. He can
try his best. He can try his best, but there's nothing he can do about it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that dude has a gun, you have a knife, right. You are losing that fight.
Let me put it this way, right?
Simple as that.
Who do we have in our division? The Kansas City Chiefs, right?
They got
powerhouse of an offense, right? Okay, so no matter how good our defense is, our offense has to be at least somewhat able to match that, right? Derek Carr's not going to be able to match it. He has never won a game in Kansas City at all. He sucks in cold weather. Do you guys know that?
Yeah.
Playoff games we're playing more.
Okay, so let's just say he sucks in cold weather. Is he going to be able to go through New England? Is he going to Kansas City? New England going to be in the playoffs?
Okay, just eventually again with Bill Belichick. But we're not going to talk about that. Kansas City, right? They're probably going to be at the top of the AFC, right? Pretty much every year, right? Who else is going to be at the top of the AFC? Baltimore, right? They got an outdoor stadium, right? It's pretty cold up there in Baltimore, right?
Nah.
It's pretty cold. It gets pretty cold. Derek Carr is not a good cold weather quarterback. Why do you think we went to Las Vegas instead of fucking Canada or some shit? Derek,
who was going to Canada?
Market.
Yeah.
I'm just making a joke. It's not serious argument. But I'm just saying, Derek Carr is not a franchise quarterback. Even if you just talk about him as abilities, he's not able to win in cold weather. He can't beat Kansas City. He's what? 2-6 against Kansas City.
That means he has beat them.
He has, but they were both in Oakland, and both of them were really close. One of them was like 7 penalties in a row. That's the only reason we won. But it has been 3 years since I have gone into a game and I have felt confident that Derek Carr is going to be able to win that game.
Yes, because he never had the team around him.
All right, you guys can make that excuse, and you guys are going to make that excuse for years to come. I'm not going to take it.
Going from underperforming QB to underperforming teams. Let's talk about the NFC East now.
All right. Cool. What teams did you guys go for?
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the Eagles real quick. Okay. I think the Eagles will not do that great, and they won't get to the playoffs this year. I don't think so. Especially after, they have Carson Wentz, one thing, and they got Jalen Hurts, right? For the first pick or whatever?
The second round, I think.
Second round?
Yeah.
And so they went up and got another quarterback. So, I mean, I just don't trust the Eagles to actually have a repeat performance.
Yeah.
I don't think they have that team right now.
I just
especially now that their head coach just got COVID.
Yeah.
And
this is my division.
I mean, he'll be back.
Okay, so this is my division. So I just want to say 2 cents on the Eagles, but they're a good team. Carson Wentz is a good QB, but he's way too injury prone, and you can't rely on him.
Yeah.
And his wide receivers
at one point you're gonna need that quarterback to be healthy, and if he's not healthy, then
That's why they needed Nick Foles for those 2 years.
Yeah, I don't think he ever played in a playoff game either. Huh?
Yeah, he hasn't.
Boom, there you go. Carson Wentz is another quarterback who's never played in a playoff game.
Because he keeps getting injured. Derek Carr got injured once.
But Carson Wentz also statistically, if you compare his stats to Dak Prescott's, my QB, he's statistically worse in every statistical category. In games, if you divided their games and you took yards per game, touchdowns per game, yards per pass, and everything, completion percentage and everything.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott's a better QB than Carson Wentz. I just want to say that much. And next, I'll talk about the Washington football team.
All right, go ahead.
So I think that team's going somewhere. I know it's weird to say, but that team's going somewhere. They have Dwayne Haskins, who played his first year. I feel like he has the potential to be a 5,050 touchdown QB. If you saw him in college, he can do that with his arm strength and everything. He still work on his accuracy a little bit. They have a nice defense. They actually have a good, solid defense with Jonathan Allen, Matt Ioannidis. Reuben Foster is an actual good middle linebacker who's going to play now and isn't suspended. They have a nice secondary, good safeties, Landon Collins there. And their wide receivers, they have Scary Terry, McLaurin, and they have a bunch of they have a well-rounded team.
Is that his name, Scary Terry?
No, it's Terry McLaurin. It's not Scary.
No, I mean I know it's his nickname.
Yeah, that's his nickname,
really?
Scary Terry.
Like for Monsters Inc.
Well, yeah.
For Monsters University, whatever it was.
Yeah, his nickname's Scary Terry.
I like that. That's great.
I know, it's a cool nickname, and he also had a really good rookie year. They released Jordan Reed though.
But I mean, before all this, they got to figure out their situation.
Yeah. Hopefully Ron Rivera, and they have their head coach Ron Rivera, which is the biggest X factor, I think.
Yeah, but like I said, that's the one thing that I was afraid of. Well, Zane thinks that Ron Rivera will be able to shield him, but I mean, all this drama and all this controversy around the team is not good for a young quarterback.
It's not good for a young quarterback.
I think a young quarterback isn't going to be in those freaking.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I know, but it's still going to have that.
If you've seen, I don't remember where I read this. I don't remember where I read this, but I know Dwayne Haskins has been keeping himself together while all this shit's going on. He's trying to maintain himself, and I think he's going to come back next year and be good at football.
Next year, maybe I can see it, but this year I don't think, because of everything that's going on in their organization.
No, I meant this year. I think.
I don't think they're gonna go.
I don't think they're going for playoffs.
They're probably gonna have a better season.
They're definitely gonna improve.
They're definitely gonna improve, but they're not gonna be that playoff team that they could be.
They're
not yet.
They have the potential to.
They have the potential to, but
in the next 2 years, I can see if they manage to keep the same team together.
But not this.
2 years from
this
now,
season is
I see a playoff team, and then. Zane got the Cowboys and Giants.
Yeah, I'm going to start with the Giants. Danny Dimes is going to be in a tough position because it is going to be a tough division, I think. And I feel like the Giants are going to go third in the division.
Which is funny to say since last year it was probably the worst division.
I mean, they might still be the worst, but Danny Dimes got his work cut out for him. He has good offensive pieces. Still got Saquon Barkley. You still got Sterling Shepard. You still got Golden Tate. You got Evan Ingram at tight end.
Yeah.
So
they have a nice high-powered offense.
Yeah.
It's just the O-line. You know, it's like a nice example of that team would be the 03 Texans whenever they first entered the league.
Yeah.
Whenever they drafted a QB but didn't have the O-line to protect him. David Carr. They ruined David Carr's career. I'll say that. David Carr could have had a good career with more confidence if he had a nice line.
He'd probably end up like Derek Carr with protection.
Nah. David Carr actually beats out a lot. Whenever he does whenever like NFL players like they go to like they're like checking their stats or whatever, like they do these QB drills and everything. Yeah. David Carr's always on point with those drills and stuff. Yeah. He beat out Dak Prescott in an accuracy competition.
Technically, he did win a Super Bowl ring with the Giants, but
that's
not
true.
the bench running. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, they drafted Will Hernandez at left guard, so that was a good thing. They got
He's too hot-headed though, isn't he? Because he's pretty hot-headed and foul trouble. But he plays good. He's just foul trouble.
I don't know. I kind of like that. It's kind of how I like.
Don't say you
Richie
like Richie Incognito. Oh my God, dude, that dude literally bullied another NFL player. I don't like that dude.
I mean, even some of those Dolphins players,
Richie Incognito needs to calm down.
He did calm down on the Raiders. He did calm. No, he calmed down on the Raiders. That's why
he definitely had like mental issues like before he got to the Raiders and over.
Yeah. John Gruden is a nice head coach to have. I'll say that much.
But their defense is decent. They got
John Gruden's probably like, get your shit together, boy.
Yeah, no, that's how he used to all of his players, bro. I'm pretty sure he told Derek Carr to get his shit together. I wouldn't be surprised if Derek Carr has a down year and John Gruden just fucking trades him away. Or like,
I wouldn't. Okay. I know we stopped talking about Derek Carr, but I do want to mention that Marcus Mariota got a 2-year contract. His second year.
If you were actually thinking about replacing Derek Carr with Marcus Mariota,
that's a way worse. There are so many better other QBs.
Let me just say this, okay? Let me finish what I was saying. His second year is filled with incentives and bonuses. Okay? They didn't give him incentives and bonuses because they don't think he's going to play. Okay? Yeah. There's a reason. And I get what you're saying. I'm not saying Marcus Mariota is going to be a good quarterback.
He's not going to be better than Derek Carr.
Hold up. That's what everyone said about Ryan Tannehill when the Titans brought him in. And I get it. It doesn't happen all the time. But being in a different environment, being with a different coach and a different system, new playbook, just new everything, right? It helps a lot.
But I just want to say one thing.
I've been in a division where we played Marcus Mariota multiple times.
I just want to say one thing.
He is horrible.
And that's what
I want to make one thing. Okay, yeah. Ryan Tannehill wasn't horrible whenever we played on.
Yeah,
he was a good QB. He was on Derek Carr's path.
Yeah.
Okay. But right now,
so basically,
Marcus Mariota,
Ryan Tannehill, what makes him, and I love Marcus Mariota. Like I had him on 2K. I mean not 2K, Madden 16 mobile, and he was I loved him forever. Okay, but what you call it? He only played one good year on the Titans. You don't know how long he's gonna play good. Like maybe it was a fluke season. It happens. I want to see him do good, but we don't know if it happens.
But trust me, I've had him in my division. The Titans, they've been in a pretty bad spot.
He got really lucky with his throws too.
Yeah, there was a lot of think about it this way: the day when we were playing Marcus Mariota, the first time Deshaun Watson played Marcus Mariota or in the Titans, he dropped 57 on them.
Okay. Well,
and they could only do 14 on the Texans. And that time their defense is the number one overall dominant defense.
Back to NFC East. Back to
NFC East.
Where was I? Their defense is going to be probably the biggest thing for them. That's probably going to let them down. I know they had DeAndre Baker's gone.
He wasn't good.
So he's in jail now.
He was a bad NFL player anyways.
But so yeah,
some people are so stupid.
How can you have a job paying you millions of dollars and then still be
literally? I don't understand. You are getting millions. If I had even 1% of what you were making, I wouldn't or 10% of what you were calculating. Yeah, if I had even 10% of what you were making, I would be happy with life. Why would you try to go gamble that shit away? And then when you lose, you go and try to rob the people that took it from you. That is a bad idea, man. Because if the cops didn't get you, they would get you.
Yeah. I think. Well, who's their coach right now?
Who?
The Giants coach?
It was a special teams coordinator for the Patriots. Bless you. It's a special teams coordinator for the Patriots. Their offensive coordinator is Jason Garrett, which is actually really good because he's a really good QB developer.
Yeah, I think Jason Garrett.
He's a really good
clapper,
offensive
man.
mind.
He's a clapper.
He's a good offensive mind, though. It's okay. He can be clapping as not the head coach now. Okay.
Joe Judge,
right?
Clapper.
He can clap as not the head coach of a team.
No, he was a clapper and he nodded to the wall. Right?
Dude, I don't know why he would clap. We would call the fourth. We would
interception.
It's okay. Come on, guys, keep it together.
Stop clapping, dude.
Bro, you need a hard-headed coach like Bill Belichick, John Gruden. They're the ones that win. All right. No clapping's gonna get you. Actually,
yeah, like when you do something bad, be like, yo, stop fucking up.
Or you could say, come on, we can do better than that, and you can still be calm about it. But you don't need to clap, okay?
Like, we got this. Don't worry.
We got this.
Stop clapping.
He's a fucking hype man, bro. That's all he was. He was a freaking.
I remember there was one game. I can't remember which game it was, but there was one game where he was losing by 30 points, and he was still just like in the fourth quarter. He's like, "Come on, guys, we got this."
Hey, but look, if you think about it, he's pretty motivational. Like he motivates.
He's motivational. But like, at some times you gotta.
That only takes you so far.
Yeah, motivation.
Yeah.
So far, but
you need to have some coaching in there.
It's fun. It's fun though. It's fun.
He lasted 10 years somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Hey man, look, the NFL got a good meme out of it, you know?
Yeah, clapper. But 10 years. Actually, if there was 1 year I could have back, it was the 2014 year. That was basically the last year of good Tony Romo. Pre-injury.
Hey, he's a lead in the boost though.
I think Tony Romo's making the Hall of Fame.
He's doing what? He's doing Thursday Night Football now.
Monday
night.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is Tony Romo's gonna get into the Hall of Fame because they combine careers. Like they have announcers in the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah.
So So Tony Romo.
You know Drew Brees had remember when Drew Brees had
a contract?
They got it for NBC Sports. Or something?
Yeah,
that's right. But yeah, on to
that's why they signed
though.
James Winston.
So, the Cowboys, honestly, I think this is their year to win the Super Bowl. Straight up, not even joking. I know Nakeem hates this, but I'm being straight up.
No, I don't think so.
I think the Dak Prescott and everything sold him.
I feel like DeMarcus Lawrence underperformed last season. If he can get it back together, kind of get what's it called? They still got Sean Lee. I really like Leighton Vander Esch. He's really good. But
why are you laughing?
I think the biggest weakness is going to be maybe
the cornerbacks.
Cornerbacks, definitely. Yeah. But
what are you laughing at?
Their offense is.
I think it's Sean Wu.
Sean Wu. Let's mention him.
Wait, what's Sean Wu?
We'll talk about it in a second. But Dak Prescott, he obviously coming off his contract going into his contract year. It's his contract year, right?
Dak Prescott, yeah. He got franchise tag.
You got Ezekiel Elliott, obviously he's elite. All right, you got obviously you got Amari Cooper now. You got Michael Gallup. You got CeeDee Lamb. Their offensive line is usually always good.
Actually, now that I think about it, I can see the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl this year also,
very
right?
welcome.
Yeah,
very welcome.
Yeah. And I feel like if Dak Prescott wins the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes' contract, even though Dak Prescott is not anywhere near Patrick Mahomes, he's getting a bigger contract because that's just how that works.
Yeah, that's just how it works.
Because he's a lock then.
But yeah, I think who do you guys think is going to win the division?
Easily the Cowboys. Actually, I don't know if it's easily because the Eagles are still. If Carson Wentz is healthy, they're a pretty scary team. And I remember playing the Giants. Saquon Barkley is a really scary player. Whenever you play him, whenever they hand it off to him, you're like, "Fuck."
I'm actually gonna go with the underdog team. I'm gonna say I think the Jags.
The Jags?
Giants.
I thought you said the Jags. I was like, the Jags?
Giants.
People
we'll just say you said the Jags. So
Giants.
You said the Jags.
Hey, whenever you're playing, it's going to say Jags. Add it to Nakeem's blooper script.
Bro.
I don't have that many bloopers.
Nah, man. The Jags.
Hey, when you say the Giants, honestly, I think they're going to have another 4-12.
I like let me be honest, I like every team here because the Giants have Saquon Barkley. Danny Dimes, he could be a nice game manager second year and turn into an elite QB later, but he could be a nice game manager. I like the Washington Redskins because I explained why. Eagles are always competitive, you know.
Yeah.
Cowboys are always competitive. They're the two main leads of this division.
But yeah, no, I think it's gonna be the Cowboys obviously up top. I think the Giants are gonna have to go through another 4-12 season, try and get more talent around them moving forward. I just don't think that team is ready. And I think it's going to be Eagles second, and Washington third. But I think that those two can switch. It all depends on Washington and how they.
The only thing I think that's holding the Eagles back is no elite on offense. Like no one elite on the offense. Like no skill position. You know, they have a bunch of they have a above average QB because
Alshon Jeffrey's still there, right?
Alshon Jeffrey isn't what he used to be on the Bears. I think we're going to be on that.
That's true.
He's underperformed on the Eagles. And they just have a bunch of underperformers. If someone can break out, I hope Miles Sanders breaks out for them. I hope good for every team, even the Texans. And I don't hate a team, but talk trash about the Cowboys. I'll hate you for that one day. But yeah, I hope good.
Cowboys.
I hope good. I think the thing that's holding the Eagles back is their lack of eliteness on offense. Mm-hmm. I think what's holding the Giants back is their not so skilled defense, a really talentless subpar defense and really bad offensive line.
Yeah, and we all know what's holding Washington back.
Washington got that whole situation going back, and their team's pretty young. Like they could just surprise everyone and just everyone upgrade second year.
Yeah,
that's good. But I can say this much though: they're gonna have a scary defense next year. Like tonight's draft that we're having in fantasy.
Yeah,
I'll actually take the Redskins defense.
Really?
Yeah. And the Cowboys, what's holding them back is their secondary.
Definitely.
Very young. Don't know if Chidobe Awuzie can break out like that, or if Trayvon Diggs or Jordan Lewis or who else? Who was the other dude we got? Anthony Brown can break out like that.
This podcast was sponsored by Elevated Communications LLC, a company that manages Verizon wireless stores. Right now, go see them at 13513 University Boulevard, Sugar Land, Texas 77479 for great service that has you covered. So that's it for our podcast today. This was episode 5.
And
this one will be on YouTube.
Okay, yeah, I literally made a bet.
By Tuesday,
$20.
It will be on YouTube.
$20 for each of you.
Oh, and we'll keep you updated with stuff. If y'all want to know what's happening in our fantasy league,
let us know. DM us.
We can put it on our Facebook, not
Instagram.
Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
We gotta post more on Instagram. So
we'll
start doing that.
I've been slacking there like shit.
So yeah, spread the word about our podcast, the 3EDIOTS football podcast. That's
Tell your friends. Hopefully this one sounds better than the last one did.
Yeah. And hopefully they can watch a scary movie with me after this and Nikki doesn't pussy out.
We appreciate all the listeners that we have right now, and we hope that our podcast continues to grow and become one of the biggest football podcasts in the world.
We are the best football podcast in the universe.
You know, tell your friends, tell your brothers, your sisters, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, tell everybody.
And stay tuned until we finish the season just to watch Nikki's blooper reel.
Yes. And to go through all of Nikki's stupid Texans predictions.
Oh my god. And just for them to go 0-16? Or no, never mind. 15-1. I'm sorry. You tie one game.
They're going to win the playoffs. I'm telling you,
they're going to win the playoffs.
Anyway,
not the Super Bowl. They're going to win the playoffs.
Anyways, and start the week before the season starts, we are going to start doing game predictions. And so, be looking forward to that. We're going to break down games, as many games as we can. And yeah,
as many games. We're going to break down
every single fucking game.
And not break down, but I mean we'll definitely talk about every game.
We'll cover every game. We'll come up with our win-loss for like our teams at least.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, we'll do.
We're gonna talk about everything. All things
for the weeks.
Once the football season starts, there's gonna be so much stuff that's coming out, so much juicy details that we are gonna let you know.
What juicy details?
Juicy.
I mean, stuff happens, dude. Like fights happen. Team fights.
We don't have the juicy.
Another Myles Garrett, Mason Rudolph.
Yeah. See, something like that.
It's okay. Derek Carr's gonna fight John Gruden, and John Gruden's
gonna.
It's gonna turn into a porno.
Point is, we're gonna keep y'all updated as best we can, and we hope you stick with us through this season and the coming season. Thank you.
Wait, no. I want to say one last thing. You know why we're the 3EDIOTS podcast? Because this idiot to my left thinks the Texans are actually going to do good, and the idiot to my right thinks Derek Carr is a trash QB. And
then the idiot in the middle thinks he knows everything about football, but he doesn't.
I do, though. I'm better than you at everything.
Goodbye and good night.